Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. I'm fresh back from New York City Comic Con, and I've had a day or two here to actually process the whole thing. And I'm going to give you my honest review about the whole event, the good stuff, the stuff that could improve. I think what's coming in the future as well, and just wrap it all up for you right here. So I really want to know your feedback as well. If you were there or if you weren't there, what was your impression of the New York City Comic Con and the Veve experience this year? It was quite amazing. So let's get into this, you guys, right here. You can see, that the event was massive. I've never been to New York City before, and it was an absolute gong show. Here's a photo of a couple of my friends from there. We had such an amazing time, obviously, and this is just the Veve booth in the background. You can see they're right there with Marvel. Very incredible, you guys. The presence of Marvel and Veve together like a partnership was evident more than I've ever seen it before. And it's clear that Marvel, thinks very highly of Veve and gave them a lot of attention with giveaways, announcements, everything. Like just being a part of the family. No other companies up there doing that. It is amazing. And the thousands upon thousands of people that showed up there, at the Marvel and Veve booth, including the fam, are nuts. Now, we had the drop of X-Men 1, which did really well. That was fantastic. That one did well. I mean, they had a delay. I'll talk a little bit about some of the bad in just a second or what to improve, but they had a delay on that for technical glitches. But when it did come out, it did get good attention, for sure. I would have liked to see more of X-Men 1 up on the big screen, to be honest, telling everyone it was coming because it is a Comic-Con, right? So maybe next year they'll do a little bit more improvements on that. I'm talking about the Marvel booth itself. But yeah, for sure, right? The next one that was amazing as well was the Superior Spider-Man comic. This comic was an absolute monster success, sold like tons of copies, big lineup around the Veve booth. Everybody went after it, which is great, and of course the real, the other copy that isn't a New York City Comic Con is on, you can see it at your newsstand. So this is an exclusive, and that's what people love at a Comic Con, specifically with Marvel. And this is a really big deal for future stuff. So this one did great. You can see right there, I have David, you and Dan signed it. I'm giving some of these away on my channel. So stay tuned to my next live stream for that, for sure. The next one I want to talk about is the Addiction comic. This was also a huge success. I mean, a big comic dealer in New York City, all of them in that whole community, putting this comic book out through Veve, not connected to Marvel in any way. They had huge lineups at their booth. People were getting the owners and David, you and all them to sign all their stuff as well. That was a massive, massive success as well. And I brought some of these back to give away as well, right? Now, what worked, you guys? Marvel's partnership, like I said, is strong and equal. This is very important. It's not like Veve's just got a little side thing going on. They were right there and, brought up on stage. And I found that Alex and Dan were amazing up on stage, in front of everybody, huge crowds. I mean, it was right there. Lots of exposure, again, with a huge audience. Whenever the Marvel would have like stuff going on at the booth, which was all day, you'd see just people swarming the whole thing. And the logo's right there for Veve. And of course, you had a couple, like bunch of volunteers just talking to people, onboarding people, handing out the flyers and stuff. Pretty amazing for sure. The Veve community, big success right there. We got lots of benefits and rewards for going. You got a chance to meet people. You got a chance to get exclusive stuff. Of course, gold, silver, and logo holders, receive lots of benefits and rewards. And the parties, it was insane. So big benefits for community members as well. And the content that Veve did with Corey and Ryan and the rest of the team, they did amazing content throughout the week. Even though the internet was terrible in the building, they were still able to put out really great vids and really great interviews and little things like that for sure. Right now, stuff to improve. Now, this is something I think that Veve's gone to now. I think that Veve still keep next year, be with Marvel as long as you possibly can. But I really think that Veve could have now as well their own booth on the side in another location, maybe nearby, to talk about all the other stuff that Veve does, all the other IPs we have, because it was a very Marvel focused event. No Star Wars talk, no Disney talk, no artists talk. And a lot of those artists are at the event too, which is crazy. So another booth location would be an amazing thing to improve. More Veve merch, shirts and t-shirts to buy and, to give away. They were giving away some, but I'd love to have like Veve hats and all sorts of stuff there. So you can have people walking around as walking billboards and just buy some stuff. I would have bought some merch for sure. More giveaways. I think that would have been is really great as well for new members and stuff. Lots of giveaways. You see booths doing it all the time. Maybe create a collectible that is actually for the event that has tons of additions, not for, price and money, but just to onboard new members. Maybe a VVIP themselves, like a VV character. That would be amazing as well. Technical glitches were a problem at this particular event with the internet being so bad. And that really hampered their ability to show the VV-verse, which I think would have been another huge draw. Nobody was able to put on the goggles really because, the internet was so bad. So, that's a technical thing they'll have to think about for next year to improve for sure. More outreach to attendees, more people walking around as VV ambassadors, I think would be great just to get out there and stuff, move away from the booth, go talk to people, and all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of people helping out at the booth, volunteering, and that was great there. Around the rest of the con, I'd like to see more and more drop improvements, a little bit more, scarcity on some of these drops that are dropped at the Comic-Con, because you can see that some of them, like Magneto and them, didn't really sell out, and that, you don't want anyone having that as your first experience. So like more scarcity and that kind of thing at the con for those kind of drops. The drops are fantastic, but, they have to work on those numbers a bit for sure. So what's next? Well, Veve has another event coming up in France in like January. That's amazing. The Veveverse second wave is coming. Now, when you go to these events, guys, in New York City Comic Con, you hear a lot of stuff. And trust me, there's a lot of unbelievable stuff coming for Veve, right? So the Veveverse second wave is coming very soon. More giveaways happening on the socials and on Discord for sure. More partnerships are coming to Veve with new IPs for sure. Ambassador programs and marketing, that stuff is all coming up now, and more staff and growth for Veve. They are growing. They're improving vastly for sure, right? So my final thoughts is that Veve, you guys, is a real entity. It is a movement and it is growing. It's getting bigger. It's not just because I went to the con and I drunk all the Kool-Aid. I was actually sitting back and doing a lot of watching. You saw my shorts vids when I was going around and trying to figure stuff out and see how things were going. I was really observing, because I wanted to know like how close in Marvel Veve were, how would the event go? And they are doing really well. It is a real movement, guys. Veve's not going anywhere. Veve's going like places. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it is a big deal. It is a movement, and tons of people are actually being added as staff. This is a really big thing for sure. There's lots of improvements to come, lots of things that they need to update, lots of stuff they need to add and figure out the drop prices and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, this is a real thing that a lot of people got exposed to this weekend again. And this is just another step in the whole growth of like the digital collecting industry, and Veve is right at the top. I mean, right there for sure, right? With their Marvel partnership, it is absolutely amazing, right? So you guys got to let me know now what you think. Did you go to the event? If you did, I was so happy to meet you. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts about it. From afar, if you didn't go, let us know what you thought about the coverage. I did a lot of short videos as much as I could with the internet. Let me know what you thought about those, and all that kind of stuff. I would love to hear your feedback. Now, I will be having a live stream coming up very shortly. And I will have some Veve team there to help me, give a little recap as well. And I did bring some giveaways back from New York City for my members of my channel. So if you want to join as a member, get in my Discord, get a Drophead NFT, get some of these exclusive comics I brought back that are signed by David and Dan and the whole team. You're going to want to get your hands on those for sure. Anyway, I hope you liked the review. I'll see you in the next one. Happy collecting.